Who's a fat boy?
Podcast Fat Boy.
And here we are. It is the first day of spring, a day of rebirth, a day of new hope, bluer skies, greenery, hope. Did I say hope already? Because that's what you're looking for with spring. Because this winter felt a little tricky on my soul. I'll put it that way. And you guys are all probably shocked. It has only been 10 days since I last recorded. And here I am. Back again. Here I am back again. I just saw a clip for Undercover Boss. Do you guys watch Undercover Boss at home on your internets or your TVs or however else you like to do it? I don't. But I saw a clip for it. It's in who knows what season it's in. How do you not know that it's obviously an undercover boss at this point? How did this show ever go on more than one season? When you're working in a kitchen and then one day a guy comes in wearing a wig and a fake mustache with a film crew and he starts asking you all kinds of weird questions about doing dishes. I mean, it's got to be all staged, right? Or did they just always keep finding these places of business where people have no internet or TV? Well, I don't do anything. I just come to work and go home and read old books. Perfect. Another season in the books. Books and books. You know what I'm saying? God. So yeah, I saw a clip for Undercover Boss. I just wanted to share that with everybody. If you're a fan of the show, that's great. I hope it keeps going. I hope people keep getting fooled. You know what I mean? I'm a little bit irritated right now because my landlord's new boyfriend, I guess he's past the new stage. I don't know if he's a boyfriend or just a partner in crime, non-sexual. I have no idea what's going on up there. But he can't back down our driveway. So I watch him every day as he comes in his car and he does a donut in our backyard on the grass. And it drives me freaking crazy, you know? It just fucking really irks me. Because we're not asking him to do any kind of, heavy mathematical equation. I'm not asking him to be the next Stephen Hawking. Just back down the driveway, use your side mirror, line it up. It's really easy. I don't even hesitate to go back down. I find it easier to back down now than it is to go forward. I feel like I'm on a log ride at Wonderland. And there's that moment where you can't see anything below and then it just drops. That's what it feels like for me. I've been on roller coasters in years. Last time I went on one, I got really dizzy and I was like, I'm too old for this. If I'm starting to get dizzy from this shit, too old. Or I've done it too much and I'm near stroke. So I'm not that into it. I probably haven't been on a roller coaster in, I'm going to say a solid 6 years? Almost 6 years. I haven't been to Wonderland since my mid-20s. And that's pretty normal because I guess it is for children. But from an exercise standpoint, you get a lot of walking in on that day. I'm going to talk about walking here and there throughout the pod. How much is enough? I'm going to talk about some diets. We're going to talk about all kinds of shit today. Okay? Came to this realization. I used to work for a sports store. It's called Sport Mart. And I was wondering the other day, and I was like, do they still exist? Could I go to a Sport Mart today? Because I know the one that I used to work at is now gone, and it's some kind of Mr. Chesterfield shop. I think it's called Mr. Chesterfield. It's the only one I've ever seen. I don't know if this is a franchise, but they sell, primarily Chesterfields, which is a type of couch. I think it's just a couch. I don't know. Is it a particular style? I'm not too sure. Well, that's what my old Sport Mart is now, Mr. Chesterfield, I think. Anywho, I looked them up, and they died 5 years ago. It's practically to the day. In March of 2013, there has been a Sport Mart around for years. I didn't get to say goodbye properly. Just like the cast of Degrassi with the actor who played Wheels. Nobody knew he was dead for 7 years. The poor guy. He was down on his luck living in Hamilton. Working at Dollarama here and there. Drug addictions. I think he was diabetic. He didn't take care of himself. Nobody knew. 7 years ago, what happened to that guy who played Wheels? No one even knew his name. He was just that guy who played Wheels. And then you find out that he's long gone. 7 years. Jeez. It's kind of crazy to think of. So that's, essentially Sport Mart disappeared like Wheels. And I feel a little jaded because, I bought a lot of stuff there when I worked there because I got a discount that was like wholesale plus 20% or something like that. Can't remember exactly, but boy, it felt like I had the keys to the kingdom. Let me tell you that. I just actually threw out some stuff that I bought from Sport Mart. Still have a knapsack that I use today. I've had it for almost 20 years. Should I wash it? Tweet at me. Maybe I should. Maybe I should throw that sucker in the wash. Don't think it's... maybe it's got a little bit of rainwater on it from biking or whatnot. But I haven't... definitely haven't thrown that sucker in the wash ever. I don't even know if that brand still exists. But tweet at me. I'll do an Instagram poll if you think I should wash that knapsack. What else is going on in my life? I went to the laundromat yesterday. I don't need to do that. I have laundry where I live, but I was suffocated by how much laundry I had. And sometimes you just want to throw it in those big machines, get it all done in an hour, and, be in and out in 2, the whole load. It would take me most of a day to do all of it. It'd take me at least 6 hours here. And I was all alone in this janky-ass laundromat near my house. Disgusting. You won't even find it on Google Maps. They're not even listed because it's so gross and janky. None of the fucking dryers work. I'll never go there again. I've decided that. That is a space I will never inhabit again. There's another one around the corner. I'm going to try that if I go to a laundromat. But that one is just so fucking gross. Dealt with a lot of laundromats in my time as a young adult. That one's the worst. And it's in a very nice area, but no wonder, because everybody's fucking rich around here. Who needs a laundromat? It's for vagrants. There's so many signs that I think vagrants know that laundromat so that they can sleep in the bathroom or use the bathroom, right? Now there's a lock on the bathroom. You can't even get the fuck in there. It's just fucking garbage. Anyways, I was all by myself at the laundromat. Thought I'd read. Can't focus on anything in my life. A lady comes in with a tiny little fucking bag of laundry, and she sees that I'm using the heavy duty ones, right? There's 2 that are working, $4 a shot. You can fit a lot in. She waits for me to be done so she can throw her little load in one of those big ones. And I just didn't understand it. There were so many other washers. She could have saved money, thrown it in, got the same kind of wash. Why does she want to use the big one? What's going on? Did she really cake her pants? Was there a lot of cake in them pants? Is that why? That's another reason I don't like these in public things, too. How much cake of other people is in my clothes? Caking their pants and giving them a wash. So anyways, I got the hell out of there. Didn't fold anything in there. God, just feel the critters on me, so I did it all back home. How was your laundromat day, guys? Do you guys do your laundry? I sure do. I'm going to tie this next one into more of looking at this story of how it pertains to exercise, but I binge watched. I'm not working very much these days, so I binge watched this new docu-series called Wild Wild Country, and it's about these people that were part of like a type of cult, and they it started in India, and then they bought acres, thousands and thousands of acres of land in Oregon, and they essentially created their own city there. and they're called like Rajneeshes. They like to refer themselves as. And they had a guru, of course, and it's so like from an exercise standpoint, I noticed that there wasn't a lot of overweight people in this cult, and that is because one, I think they're not the type of people that go to McDonald's and stuff like that. They grow all their own food, and I think they eat fairly healthy. Two, it's it came about in the hippie times, so it's a lot of free love, and I would say an aggressive amount of free love in this cult. People apparently just screwing constantly. So getting really good cardio workouts, never stopping having sex with anyone too. They're just free. Everyone's going nuts, and when they're not screaming and breathing chaotically, they're doing that. Very strange. Should definitely check it out. I had no idea it existed. I mean, it definitely happened just before I was born, or it came to the States. But for I wonder how many people went for the exercise to join that cult. Just like, wow, I've never been in better shape in my life. I have to have sex with people in every direction all the time. Feeling a bit raw in parts of my body, but yeah, definitely sweating a lot. Check it out, Wild Wild Country, the Duplass Brothers on Netflix. I went and bought some exercise equipment. Okay, have you heard about this stuff? Because I keep thinking, I've talked about how I am gonna be done playing sports soon for the summer, most likely. And I can see that gym through my window. Am I going to go back to the gym again? And I really fucking hate it. I think because I don't really like people very much. Learning that about myself. I don't like to be around people anymore. I'm turning into a hermit. So I bought a bunch of equipment that I can get everything I need at home. You know what I mean? So I bought resistance bands. I bought an ab roller. I think I talked about that in the last one. Just to give you an update, ab roller, great. Joint roller, also great. Very impressed with both. But yeah, I bought these resistance bands so you can do all the workouts you need to at home. You don't have to go and use the fancy machines and shit. If you live in a small apartment, they come with door anchors so you can, do your chest presses and your lat presses, everything. You can do everything you need. You don't need a lot of space. I recommend it, and they're very cheap. Less than $40, and they're in your pocket. Comes in a little bag. You can store it. It's perfect. Moving on. I had a question. Somebody tweeted at me to my podcast account, and they were asking me what I thought about the 5-2 diet. Have you heard about the 5-2 diet? Celebrities are all the rage with this right now. Jimmy Kimmel lost a lot of weight. Essentially, the 5-2 diet is you eat normally for 5 days of the week, and 2 of those days that are spread out, you restrict your calories to about 500 to 600 calories in those days. So it's not saying that just sit there and eat, crackers and drink water. You can still have nutritious foods in those 600 calories in the day, but you are restricting. And I think the other thing about it too is it's supposed to help you with restricting calories if you want to lose weight, right, on the other days. So you can't eat 600 calories and then go eat 6 Big Macs the next day. You still got to eat healthy to probably keep it around 2,000 calories a day on the 5 days that you're not fasting. And at first I was like, heard a lot about these diets, types of fasting and stuff like that. I know that a lot of religions do it at certain times of the year where they don't eat at all when the sun is up, and have for many, many years and whatnot. And with the 5-2 diet, at first I was like, is this just another thing that celebrities are, it's like when they're trying to lose weight for a part and they just drink fucking, put curry in water and drink it and shit like that, like curry powder and water. I think that's what Jared Leto did when he had to lose weight for that what was it? Dallas Buyers Club, some shit like that. So, I'm always a little skeptical. I don't want to do shit like that just to lose weight and then gain it all back the next day. But I think with this one is something I do because I already kind of do it in a sense where I don't eat a lot some days and I take a long time to eat, which is not good. I know. So having one day and then 3 days later doing it again with a fasting, I think I could do. And I found a site on healthline.com. They had an article called The Beginner's Guide to the 5-2 Diet. And it's got, it's cited to different studies and doctors and whatnot. And it actually will give you a great intro to what this diet is and what it's about and what you can do. And just to sum it up, as I said before, it's like you have the 2 days of fasting. People usually fast on Mondays and Thursdays, and then you have like 2 or 3 small meals during that day. So if you're having 600 calories in those days, I just had a bagel today, and that bagel just by itself without any butter or cream cheese was 250 calories. Okay, so you ain't going to be eating bagels on the fasting day. Let's put it that way. But you can have, all kinds of soups, I think, are a big thing, or, lean meats. Apparently, there are a lot of health benefits of intermittent fasting. A lot of them seem to talk about decreases in insulin levels and stuff like that, and improving your insulin sensitivity. Also, it's helped essentially people with heart problems and stuff like that. Reduces blood levels of triglycerides. Reduces your body weight, of course. But yeah, it's important that if you're doing this, you don't gorge on the days you're not fasting. So it seems like there's a lot of science behind the fact that it's not. There's a lot of people, obviously, that shouldn't do a diet like this if you have an eating disorder or if you, have sensitivities to blood sugar drops and stuff like that, right? Probably not a good idea if you're trying to have a child. Not a good idea, but at first I was off put by this. And then after giving it some thought is maybe I could try it and just see what happens, cause I practically do it anyway. So yeah, at first I was a little, you got to be careful, make sure you're getting all the right nutrients and stuff like that. But 2 days out of the week where you're restricting your calories, I don't see it as a big deal in comparison when, your 5 other days you're eating normally, which is, eat whatever the hell you want essentially. But I think doing this diet, if I do it, it will, on those days I'm not going to want to gorge on stuff. I think I'm maybe at first because I'll feel like I'm starving, but I think I'll want to keep my calorie intake in check, which I think is what the whole point of the diet is, because we in the Western part of the world eat way too much. Everything is geared toward us to keep buying food and eating it, and we have way too much caloric intake as it is. We go out for dinner all the time. We're ordering Just Eat and all this shit. And it's so many calories. Our body can't fucking handle it. So yeah, I don't know. I might try it. I might try it for a month or something. I'm thinking about it, Anyway, before I go, I wanted to talk. After looking up the 5-2 diet, I was looking up a bunch of other diets just to see what else is up there. And boy, oh boy, are there a ton of diets. There are just hundreds of different diets that you can do that people, have done a lot of crazy, weird shit. And I picked 3 that I think are hilarious. The first one, very popular. I would say even in pop culture, I'd say represented the 2000s, the early 2000s. The first one I would talk about is the Subway diet. Now, we all know what happened to the guy who did the Subway diet. He's unfortunately a child molester who is now in jail serving a long sentence for all kinds of horrible child molestation crimes and pornography and this and that. Gerard Fogel. But this guy in the late 90s was a hunk of 425 pounds. Just a delicious man. And he decided that, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to Subway and I'm going to just eat subs and lose all my weight. And he ended up losing like 250 pounds just eating Subway. And we all know it became a huge thing. And he's, before the horrible child shit, he was just this pop culture joke of the Subway guy. And I was wondering what exactly did he eat? Because I know since the Subway diet that he, blew up, Subway changed a lot. It started to have more choice, more brand. Quiznos came in. They started toasting their subs. So Subway did too. And now Quiznos is gone and they're still toasting subs if you want. Subway is gross. It's not a great place to get a sandwich. In the history of sandwich, nobody goes to Subway for a good sandwich. It's like, fuck it. I'll just want to shove vegetable into my throat because I don't feel like doing anything else. That's why I always get a veggie sub there. But this Gerard, they have his name spelled J-A-R-O-D. Jared, that's how he spelled his name. I hate him already. That should have been a red flag. Gerard Fogel. Horrible. What he did to start shedding the weight, his breakfast was coffee. Okay, so that's what he had for breakfast. Pretty much no calories. Lunch, he would have a 6-inch turkey sub with a small bag of baked Lay's chips and a Diet Coke. Okay, and then for dinner, he would have a foot-long veggie sub and a Diet Coke. Now, on these, he would not have any mayonnaise or, cheese. He wouldn't have cheese on any of this. He'd put a little dab of mustard or something for flavor, but that was it. And he would put all kinds of, the vegetables on it, the green peppers, the pickles, the lettuce, the banana pepper, all that stuff onto his subbies. And he did this like every day. Oh my God. This is so boring. I could not do this. This is just too boring. But so that was his diet. And then he would walk. And it's saying here that by the end of his weight loss journey, so after he lost, over 200 pounds, he was up to 1.5 miles per day he would walk. That's like 3,000 steps. That's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. So that's all like, and here's the problem with this too, which it says, why there's a lot of disadvantages to this diet. For one, it's expensive. You're going to buy subs fucking every day. Second, boredom. It's, I don't know how you could be more bored from food. It doesn't establish a lifestyle change. So where do you go from here? Do you just plan to eat subs the rest of your life? Is that what it is? Because, when you stop, what then? You got no fucking idea what to do? It's great. None of these fast food restaurants should ever be condoning that you come here for the rest of your life, all your meals. Not even McDonald's or anything does that, where they're like, you can eat every meal here for the rest of your life. Has any other restaurant done that in the history of restaurants? I'm pretty sure Subway's one of the only ones. It's fucking nuts. And so what he was having was about 1,000 calories a day. That's like 400 calories more than fasting. He's practically fasting. Eating just Subway. What a miserable fucking life. And then he started diddling children. And another amazing feat. How did Subway survive that whole thing? How are they still standing after their spokesman went down with that shit? Unfucking believable. They must just be like teetering on the brink of extinction. So that's it for the Subway diet. I don't recommend it. Just the thought of it, I don't want to eat Subway now for like another year. But I'll go back. Love those veggie subs. They taste like shit. The other one that I found another diet. This is a diet that I can't believe people do this. This is hilarious. It's called the prison loaf diet. Okay. Now, it's called the prison loaf diet is because in prison they serve this kind of gross meatloaf looking thing where they just kind of jam pack all kinds of, vegetables, beans, breadcrumbs, ground beef, all this shit. They put it into a type of meatloaf. And, the positive about it is you don't have to have a fork or a friggin' knife to eat it because the convicts, that's a problem. You can't have crab every night in prison and have mallets to smash the crab because, Jesus, there'd be a riot. Prisoners would be running down the streets with crab mallets and bashing your skull in with crab mallets. Oh, crab mallets. Well, that's probably the name of the episode now, crab mallet. Anyway, so yeah, there's the prison loaf diet, which people are like, hey, this sounds like a good idea. I won't eat a fork or a knife. That's great. Saving on, dish soap. And you just kind of put whatever you want into this fucking loaf and bake it, throw some shit on it and eat it with your hands like a fucking criminal. They are trying to get it out a lot in the States, apparently, because they're like, this is disgusting. Also, if a prisoner is eating this, they could shit out like a solid piece of mass that could be used as a baton or something. So I don't know. I don't know if the prison loaf diet is for me, but that's fucking hilarious. I love that people are like, hey, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Fucking America, you're the best. Oh, now the last diet I gotta talk about, because this is fucked. This is just like, this is over the top, if you ask me. It's called the tongue patch diet. Tongue patch diet. Now, it's exactly like it sounds. Essentially what they do is they put a patch, they stitch a patch to your tongue so that it's painful to eat solid food. So you're pretty much can only have liquid. It's a liquid diet because, they stitch this fucking like polymer composed polypropylene patch to your tongue. It takes about 10 minutes apparently to get that on. And it sets you to like an 800 calorie liquid diet. So yeah, when you get that, oh no, I'm gonna have some bread. Oh, my tongue. You can't eat because of the tongue patch, and you got to be careful because your tongue will start to grow into the patch, so you can't keep it on too long. So you got to cut those sutures off, and it comes right off, just like that. I just love I want to run into somebody who's just had this. It's like you can hear, I can't talk right now. I just had, you went to the dentist? Did you have, is that Novocaine? No, tongue patch. You see it? You see it? They're sticking out their tongue. Oh yeah, I see it. Oh, you can choose the color of the patch? Fuck, they should double up. If I was the guy doing this, have the tongue patch diet. Also, if you're trying to quit smoking, put a fucking nicotine patch into that patch too. And just stitch it to your fucking tongue so you can't take it off. You have to, stop smoking because you'll get real fucking sick if you smoke while you're on the patch. Too much nicotino. So, I would definitely recommend the tongue of the three of the Subway diet, the prison loaf, or the tongue patch diet. Maybe I'll fuck the 5-2 diet. Maybe I'll take this one. This sounds great. There's nothing I want more than to stitch a piece of something to my tongue so I don't eat ever again. Oh boy. So, these are just three of the diets out there that you can do. And I would say don't go to a doctor. Don't ask a doctor. Listen to me and get the tongue patch. It's a smart thing to do. And then fucking film yourself on YouTube, finally giving in, but it's a Tide Pod that you fucking eat. God damn it, isn't this insane? Really took the second half of this episode really took a turn with all these fucking weird diets. But that's the world we live in, folks. We're trying to conform to society's representation and what they want. But we're just doing our best. So get the bands, do some exercises. Contact me if you want me to point it out on Amazon, and I can send you everything you need. And yeah, if you are someone on the tongue patch diet, please send me pics of you doing your best Gene Simmons impression. See you next week. Maybe next week. Who fucking knows? All right, guys. I'm gonna peace out now.